permit?
Yes.
Because it used to just be checks and cash.
Correct.
When did we start taking credit cards?
I want to say it's like 2 years ago we started doing that. We changed it.
Okay.
And we're trying to, and we actually take more than just, we take like Google Pay and Apple Pay now.
So they can pay at the counter?
Yes.
Can any of these services be paid online?
Many of them can. I'm not sure that all, I won't say that all of them can, but most of them can be paid online, yes.
So it is set up now to be paid online?
Yeah.
Do you know when we start the online payment?
I have no idea for that. That predates me.
I think I got someone right behind. Do we take them? I'm sorry. Do we take?
Yeah, me?
Yeah, Angela?
Yeah.
Angela, do we take these online? And
That I would know. I just help the police department with their master fees.
okay. Oh, so that's why you came down. Okay. So, Mr. Moore, what percentage is being paid online? And how much have we received in payments online?
I've never looked at that. I don't know.
You never looked at it? Okay. Because I know we didn't have it before. I would like to know that. And just haphazardly raising fees because we can is really not a good idea without, and as we're looking at literally every page, it's got a fee raise.
Wow.
Every single page. I know there's also a fee raise for the, looking at with the ambulance services. There were fee raises also on that. And one was to lift people. Looks like that one was increased also. And I think we were about 50-50 with ambulance service fees with that. But it looks like that one, that's my time.
Thank you. Is there anyone else in the first round of discussion?
Madam Chair.
Councilwoman in the 4th Ward.
Mr. Moore, isn't it true that the costs have increased for some of these inspectors because, number one, we are having to pay our salary and wages and mileage more,
Absolutely, yes.
and that we have to contract out many of our,
Yep.
so that costs us more money because we're having to contract them out.
Some items like the electrical inspector, mechanical, we often contract that out. We have to pay outside services for that.
Okay, thank you very much.
Are you yielding?
I'm yielding.
Is there anyone else in the first round of discussion? Seeing as how there's no one else in the first round of discussion, we'll move to the second round of discussion. Is there anyone who would like the floor in the second round of discussion?
Madam Chair.
Councilman in the 9th Ward.
Thank you. Through you to who can speak to the water and sewer billing? Who can speak to that in detail?
Is that through me?
Yeah, I said through you.
Okay, I didn't hear the through me part. Is Amanda here?
Someone.
Thank you so much, Deputy Chief. Thank you.
Through you, Madam Chair, to Ms. Amanda. Good evening. Thank you. Can you help me understand, with both water and sewer, the size of the pipe providing service changes the base rate? Why is that? Because
It's based on the volume of water that's available. You'll find that that's extremely common throughout the state of Michigan. Most cities charge that way.
But why?
Because
that's my question.
because you can get a larger volume of water that costs more to provide the service for that.
But you don't use more water because of it, do you?
You don't.
You only get billed for what you use, so why would we charge because you have access?
Part of that is to provide more water pressure for people. And that's very important for the people that have the larger water main or meter size.
Because for a normal house, you would have a 5/8" meter, because you only need a certain flow, like for like a house like mine, it's a 1,500 square foot house, but a house that's larger needs, a larger line, so that way you can get the water, because if you only have one bathroom, you need a smaller line. If you have a larger house that has 2 or 3 bathrooms and you're using them all at once, you're going to need that pressure to get through all there.
I ask in part because of experience in my family. Within 4 houses, my home and my parents' home, which is 4 houses away, I have the 5/8. They, for reason or another, have the 1 inch. But they have every month $80 more
Yes.
just to be available, and I still don't have. I appreciate what you're giving me by way of answer. I don't understand that by way of reasoning as to why 30 years later they're still paying more just to have access to water. And that's just one that doesn't make sense to me, and it probably won't get
And
to that.
just so you know, too, you can have someone from the water, appointment made from the Water Service Center, and they can go out to the house to verify if they can reduce the line, because all the houses near the Woodsley Apartments, all those new builds were 1 inches, and they didn't need to be. A lot of them have converted to the 5/8" just to reduce their bill.
Thank you. Is there anyone else in the second round of discussion? Councilman in the 8th Ward.
Mr. Moore, I'm wondering, the questions in the 3 minutes I've got, it's going to be about trash and street lighting. The street lighting, we allocated monies to go all LED to reduce our costs, correct?
Correct.
So, and we have a healthy fund balance on that, correct?
Yes.
So why aren't we, in the trash collection, or the rubbish collection, whatever we're calling it, is completely opposite. That's going bankrupt. Do you agree? That's going, and yeah, I have to
struggling.
imagine it's going to be negative deficit in 2 years, correct?
Yes.
So why aren't we reducing it more on the street lighting, and like we're doing, we're reducing street lighting by $8, but we're raising trash by $8. So
That's correct.
why aren't we doing that more, since we have such a healthy fund balance in street lighting?
That could be done. There's, the reason the $8 is it'll make the trash fund solvent next year, but in 2028 we'll have to probably revisit that. We can either do that again, or we can.
So why don't we address it now instead of
That-
waiting? I'm just, because we have such a healthy fund balance, it seems to me like instead of potentially going down the rabbit hole of increasing tax on rubbish, when we can convert that monies and they not have to spend any more money on street lighting.
That's a perfectly valid.
So how did we come up with the $8? Is that just to make?
The $8 was calculated to make sure that the fund has sufficient money in fiscal year '27.
Okay, because I know we did the same thing last year.
That's correct.
What was the dollar amount that we converted last year? You remember?
$25.
Same thing, around $10.
Pardon?
Point-
$10.
$10. Okay.
Thinking too.
Okay. Okay.
Are you yielding?
No, I still.
Oh.
I'm just.
Am I done?
What?
Can I go sit back down?
Mr. Moore, what would be a suggested amount so that we could potentially?
The amount that we put in the budget and we're recommending is the $8 per year. But if the city council wanted to adjust that,
What does a $16?
there's a good chance that would take care of it through FY '28. So,
Still after 28, we're going to have an issue.
well, '28 I suspect will be okay, but I don't know. I'd have to run the numbers.
What does the trash rubbish need to be at to equalize the contract for the trash rubbish?
Thank
We
you.
need to raise it by $8
Madam
for
Chair.
27.
Thank you. Is there anyone else in the second
Madam
round?
Chair.
Councilwoman in the fourth ward.
So, Mr. Moore, when I read the staff review on the streetlight and the garbage, because you and I had this discussion
Right.
about moving monies
Yeah.
around, because as I've told you, the garbage fund, or the solid waste, whatever you want to call it, is a concern of
Yeah.
mine. And we talked about more than the $8 that is going on now. And I thought, when I read it, that it was like state law, that was what it should be. As I am incorrect on that?
No, I don't think state law will affect that, because we are, you give us some flexibility with that. We will have still have a adequate cash balance with $8, but if you were to raise it to $16, that would be fine.
Because I had talked about 25. Would that be too much? Thinking about how
Yeah.
the streetlights being converted to LEDs, and I was thinking that we had changed it more last year than the 10, which
Request
is
for
why I
information.
said 25.
Request for information.
Mr. Pfeiffer, what is your request?
Do you know what the actual cost of the contract is and how much we get on that mill or whatever we wanted, that service charge, to see what that dollar value is to equal out? So it's not, we're not guessing at 25 and it may be $17 and we break even? I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't have that information, thank you. But that was something that Mr. Moore and I had just talked about during our budget planning time, that we had. But I do think that $8 is not enough. I think that we do need to change it to be a higher amount. And if you feel that it should be $15,
I would be comfortable with $16.
I make a motion to change the street lighting fee to whatever it was in the resolution, less $16, and add that $16 to the garbage fee.
We have that assessment coming up next, Madam Clerk.
We still have to do it on the fee schedule too.
That's correct.
So, I'm sorry,
Because
for
it's on the master fee
clarification, the master fee doesn't match what's on the resolutions? Or are you amending the master fee to then amend the resolutions?
So the master fee would, in my motion, would go to the resolution. then.
It'll match what's on the resolutions that are on the agenda today?
I'll wait to make that motion. I'll withdraw that motion until later.
I
But will
figured you
make that motion.
would. Go
Yeah.
ahead and continue your time.
So that was what I was wondering, because I want to make sure that we don't pay more, we don't increase those dollars onto our residents. And this actually will help maybe for next year in your planning
Yes.
as to what the garbage contract should, or fee should be on next year's taxes.
I'd be comfortable with that.
All right, so I will make that motion at a later time. Thank you. I yield.
Thank you. Is there anyone else in the second round of discussion?
Madam Chair.
Councilwoman in the second ward.
All right, so through you to the two. So thank you for clearing up the community centers that are available. And then my other question is dealing with, I see that we have fees for teen dances and skating rinks. So is this for a teen dance, this is on page 14. And so, under Dan's Public Teen, so is this for a building that's specifically used for that? Or does this cover like a pop-up, like say I'm having a dance at the Maze Center? So now I have to pay this additional fee because it's a teen dance, so how
I'll
did that?
defer to Davina for that. That's a city clerk charge.
Okay, thank you. Through you, Madam Chair, to Madam Clerk.
So these license fees are mirrored what's in the code of ordinances, and a lot of them are outdated, obviously. because the city no longer really has teen dances per se. We have not had a request for a teen dance license. So this is a part of the hope that we will be updating the licenses in the code so that the master fee can then reflect the licenses that are actually being issued.
Okay, so does that mean that if I have a dance at a park, does this apply to me? I didn't understand. So is this for pop-ups, or is this just for if you own the building and then this is where you want to consistently host the event?
This would have been in the past pertaining to a building that would have held dances, not just, I'm having a party and I'm going to call it a teen dance and I need a license. This was for facilities that used to have these particular events.
Okay, Matt, I couldn't hear. I can't hardly hear. It sound muffled. Could you please repeat that?
So this would have been for facilities in the past that would hold these types of events.
Okay.
So an individual couldn't just say, you know, I'm having a teen dance and I need a license for that teen dance. This would have been for facilities that used to have these events.
Madam Chair, can I please get my minute back? I couldn't hear.
Madam Clerk, we're not going to give you a minute back. Madam Clerk, just repeat what you said into the mic, please. RL, stop.
And Madam Clerk,
it's already hard enough to hear.
And Madam Clerk, if you could also expound if that covers the skating rink as well.
So this would have been for facilities that used to just hold these types of events.
Okay.
Skating rinks, I don't believe there are any skating rinks still in the city of Flint proper. I believe they're outside of the city limits. Skating rink is a little different, but we have not had requests for teen dance licenses. And this is a part of those outdated licenses that we're trying to update the code so that it reflects the licenses that are actually being issued at this time. So a lot of these licenses will be removed from the code and then removed from the master fee schedule. But these licenses reflect what is still in the code of ordinances.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Is there anyone else in the second round of discussion? Seeing as how there's no one else in the second round of discussion, this is the roll call vote for the adoption of the 2026-2027 Master Fee Schedule, Resolution 260180. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Mr. Alamin? Dr. Lewis?
Yes.
Ms. Johnson?
Yes.
Ms. Priestley?
Yes.
Ms. Winfrey Carter?
No.
Ms. Burns?
No.
Ms. Mashat?
Yes.
Mr. Pfeiffer?
No.
Mr. Jarrett?
No.
The vote is 5 yes, 4 no.
The vote is 5 yes, 4 no. That resolution has been approved. Moving on to Resolution 260181, which is the assessment for street lighting costs fiscal year 2027. What is the pleasure of the body?
Madam Chair,
Councilwoman in the 4th Ward.
motion to approve.
There's a motion to approve. Is there support? It's been properly supported by the councilman in the 1st Ward. Is there discussion?
Madam Chair,
Councilwoman in the 4th Ward.
based on our previous discussion, I would like to add the $16 to the street lighting cost, or subtract $16 from the street lighting cost, which would make this assessment at $40.18.
Point of order.
Excuse me, $15.
Point of order.
Hold on, can you please hold?
Request for information.
What's your request?
This already has the $8, so we just need to add the additional $8. It was 64. So we're taking
Point
it to
taken,
40,
okay,
48.
thank you. 4818. I would like to change this to 4818.
Can you repeat your motion again
I'd like
and
to
say
make-
what this is and
Yes,
why you're
I'd
doing
like to
it?
make a motion to assess street lighting costs to $48.18 for fiscal year 2027.
So your motion is to change the assessment from the $56.18 to the $48.18.
Correct.
Is there support for this motion?
Support.
Supported by the councilman in the 8th Ward. Roll call, Madam Clerk, for the point, changing this to a .1.
Dr. Lewis?
Yes.
Ms. Johnson? Ms. Johnson?
Yes.
Ms. Priestley?
Yes.
Ms. Winfrey Carter?
Yes.
Ms. Burns?
Yes.
Ms. Mashat?
Yes.
Mr. Pfeiffer?
Yes.
Mr. Jarrett?
Yes.
Mr. Alamin? The vote is 9 yes, 0 no.
The vote is 9 yes, 0 no. Resolution 26, that motion passed, and we have changed it to a .1 with the tax bill for becoming $48.18. On to 260181.1, assessment street lighting costs, fiscal year 27. What is the pleasure of the body?
Motion to approve.
There's a motion to approve and supported by Councilman in the a motion to approve by the Councilwoman in the 4th Ward, supported by the Councilman in the 1st Ward. Is there discussion?
Madam Chair.
Councilman in the 8th Ward.
Mr. Moore, I would request that we do an analysis to see what these actually, because right now we're guessing.
Right.
I would like to analysis on what they should be so that we can hopefully upright both of these accounts next budget season. I think maybe more so the rubbish, because I think that's in harm's way more than this one. So, and then did we ever, I know that we approved the street lighting LED thing for consumers. When are we going to get reports back, or when are we going to get, they going to get started? When are we going to know what our financial liability is going to be going forward with these LED conversions? Because I think that when they promised it, it was like in the millions per year in savings. So when were we sold a bill of goods, or were we not going to get this started? What's happening?
I believe they've already started. I don't know what the timetable is for the installation, but I think there's someone on staff that has that. I'll see if I can get you a copy of the schedule.
Okay, and then can you, is there any way that we can find out when they're going to be done, and then when what our financial liability is going to be once they fully upgrade everything?
Yes, that we should be able to get that number. We should have.
Okay. Just so that maybe if next year we need to tweak this even more, we should know that before going into budget day.
Yep.
Thank you, sir.
Is there anyone else in the first round of discussion? Is there anyone in the second round of discussion? Seeing as how there's no one in the second round of discussion, we will move forward with the roll call vote for 260181.1, which is the assessment street lighting costs fiscal year 2027.
Ms. Johnson? Yes. Ms. Priestley?
Yes.
Ms. Winfrey Carter?
Yes.
Ms. Burns?
Yes.
Ms. Mashat?
Yes.
Mr. Pfeiffer?
Yes.
Mr. Jarrett?
Yes.
Mr. Alamin? Dr. Lewis?
Yes.
The vote is 9 yes, 0 no.
The vote is 9 yes, 0 no. That resolution has passed. Moving on to 260182, user fee, municipal solid waste costs, fiscal year 2027. What is the pleasure of the body?
Madam Chair,
Councilwoman in the Fourth Ward.
I make a motion to increase the user fee for municipal
order.
solid waste.
Point of order. It's not a valid motion, it has to be a,
That's not a
Oh, I'm
valid
sorry.
motion.
I thought in my mind, I had made the motion to send to council.
motion to approve.
Are you making a motion to
Yeah,
approve?
motion to approve, yes.
There's a motion to approve Resolution 260182. Is there support? Supported by the councilman in the First Ward. Is there discussion?
Madam Chair,
Councilwoman in the Fourth Ward.
I make a motion to increase the fee from $218.56 to $226.56 for fiscal year 2027.
Repeat your motion.
I make a motion to add $8 to the fee that's in our resolution. That would make it $226.56 for municipal solid waste collection for fiscal year 2027.
Support.
The motion has been made to add $8 to the $218.56, making it $226.56 by Councilwoman Priestley in the Fourth Ward and supported by Councilman Pfeiffer in the Eighth Ward. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Ms. Priestley?
Yes.
Ms. Winfrey Carter?
No.
Ms. Burns?
No.
Ms. Mashat?
Yes.
Mr. Pfeiffer?
Yes.
Mr. Jarrett?
Yes.
Mr. Alamin? Yes. Dr. Lewis?
Yes.
Ms. Johnson?
Yes.
The vote is 7 yes, 2 no.
The vote is 7 yes, 2 no. Moving on to that has been approved to 260182.1. Moving on to 2601, it was approved to 260182.1. Moving on to 260182.1. What is the pleasure of the body?
Madam Chair, motion to approve.
There's a motion to approve. Is there support? Moved and properly supported by the councilman in the First Ward. Roll call. Not roll call, I'm sorry. Is there discussion? In the first round. Is there discussion in the second round? Seems how there's no discussion in the second round. This is roll call vote for 260182.1. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Ms. Winfrey Carter?
No.
Ms. Burns?
No.
Ms. Mashat?
Yes.
Mr. Pfeiffer?
Yes.
Mr. Jarrett?
Yes.
Mr. Alamin? Dr. Lewis?
Yes.
Ms. Johnson?
Yes.
Ms. Priestley?
Yes.
Vote is 7 yes, 2 no.
The vote is 7 yes, 2 no. This has been approved. Moving on to Resolution 260183, 2026 Operating Millage, City of Flint Downtown Development Authority. What is the pleasure of the body?
Madam Chair,
Councilwoman Priestley.
motion to approve.
There's a motion to approve. Is there support? Moved and properly supported by the councilman in the First Ward. Is there discussion?
Madam Chair.
Councilman in the Eighth Ward.
Yeah, I won't be supporting this because I have no idea what the hell I'm voting on. Meaning, we have zero documentation from the DDA.
Yeah.
I have no idea if this is a deficit, how they're spending. If we are approving mills, then we should be able to, and I believe that's a law and their bylaws, we should be getting their budget, which we are not. So at this point, I'm not going to rubber stamp because we have no idea how they're spending their money, what they're spending their money on, how much money they actually need. If this is going to put them in a financial deficit where the city's got to bail them out again, just there's too many unknowns. So I will not be supporting this tonight. And that's all I got to say. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else in the first round of discussion?
Madam Chair.
Councilwoman in the 6th Ward.
Thank you. Through you to Attorney Gurley. Attorney Gurley, I believe, was it 2 or 3 years ago, you stated that their budget they have to give to us. Is that correct?
Through the chair, through the bylaws that they had posted on their website, stated that it should be submitted to the municipality. Those bylaws are no longer on their website. They are operating under, I believe, the 1977 version of their rules of procedures.
So they're operating now under the 1977 rules of procedure, and what would that mean? But does that mean they don't have to give us their budget?
Correct.
Okay, because we got one paper. And the backside is not even there. That's 184. So this is all we got for 183. Do we know how much revenue that they got in parking meters? Because they have new parking meters. Do you match it to Mr. Moore or whoever can answer?
I have seen that number, but it's been a long time since I've looked at it.
You don't have it?
I don't have it.
We know they towed cars at Potato Spuds and anything in that alley. Do we know what's the revenue from that?
I haven't seen their
You haven't
proposed
seen
budget.
it? So we are just basically, through you, Madam Chair, to Attorney Girl again. So what does the 1977, what does that, I haven't seen that one. Can you tell us what that is, that their bylaws prior, they no longer apply, so they reverts back to 1977. What are the 1977 rules, bylaws?
It is their rules of procedure, and that is what was adopted. I'm going to clarify the year, but that is what is listed on their website. So,
Do we know what those are?
yes, it basically lays out the appointments, the terms, all of those things. But in those bylaws, it does not state that their budget has to be submitted to the governing body of the municipality.
Okay, so we don't need to know anything that they're doing. Is that everything?
I can only go by what their bylaws state,
But they have no
I'm sorry,
bylaws
their
now, right?
rules of procedure. So
I'm
that-
sorry, could you?
I'm sorry, it is just their rules of procedure that they're operating by. And under state law, they can operate under bylaws or rules and procedures that are adopted by that authority.
Okay, so this is before us, literally a one-page, 1, 2, 3, I'm not even calling them paragraphs. It's an opening, a close, and 3 sentences or paragraphs for the body. And so they want to be, this is to adopt the operating millage of 1.8806 mills for the City of Flint's Downtown Development Authority District to be levied on a taxable valuation for all real and personal property, and we don't know what they're going to do with this money. No budget, no, we haven't seen their budget, we're not entitled to it. We're just to vote on it, and nobody knows. What about our planning, and is anyone from planning and development, or does anybody know other than who's working with the DDA, with the city? Is there anyone working with the DDA from the city? Councilman Jarrett is smiling. Do you have something you can share? No?
Is there anyone?
From the city?
I don't believe that there's anyone present that can.
Okay, so we have, do you two, was that my time? Because the clock's going, it's.
Yeah, that, your time is running
Do you
down.
two, Mr. Edwards, do we have anyone who's working with the DDA that knows what the DDA is doing? So from back there in the corner against the wall, you're shaking your head. No, we don't have anyone working with the DDA, and so we don't know what their budget, what their plans, what their goals are, but vote yes. And good evening, Mr. Edwards.
Good evening. No, there's no assigned aspect of city departments except for finance. They are to give their reporting. They're to give their
Any reporting
audits.
been turned in?
At this point, I don't believe that they have turned anything in, and there is no onus on us in terms of ways of putting pressure on them to turn it in.
Okay.
All right, thank you. Is there anyone else in the first round of discussion? Anyone in the second round of discussion?
Madam Chair.
Councilman Pfeiffer.
Through you to the city attorney. City attorney, by law, I believe that they are supposed to publish their annual budget under Section 910 of PA 57. So on their website, they're supposed to do that. Have they been doing that? And if not, what are the repercussions? Do we have to vote for you to prosecute them? Because I know for a fact it's not on there.
Let me just look at that for a second.
Okay. And there's a reason that they're not transparent. Let's all be frank about it. There's a reason that they're not transparent because they don't want to answer the questions on what they're doing with the money, how they're spending the money. They don't want another credit card incident. So that's the reason that they don't want to give us any documents, and that's why they reverted back to their bylaws in 1977, so they didn't have to be transparent. But there is state law that says that they are a municipal arm,
Authority.
that they should be publishing their documents the same way that we do, yet they are not. So, Madam Attorney, what are the repercussions and how can we make them abide by the state law? If they're going to change their bylaws to circumnavigate our questions, how do we make them abide by the state law?
I mean, there would have to be some complaint that will be lodged with the state. The city does not have jurisdiction over whether or not they're prosecuted.
So could you make a recommendation to the state Attorney General?
To say that they
To say that they're not complying with state law? I mean, they are under somewhat of our jurisdiction because we appoint and we obviously approve their millages, so we are their, not going to say governing body, but we dictate who's on the board and their mills levy. So shouldn't that come from the city attorney to saying, hey, we have a rogue entity? I understand it's not convenient because the mayor is the board of directors, but if we should not, no matter who's the mayor, we should not allow them to disallow state law.
Well, that's true. It doesn't matter who the mayor is. The question is are they not in compliance, which is something that we'd have to look at. I have not looked at their website in its totality. I'm only speaking to that I don't believe the city has received a copy of their budget.
Thank you. Is there anyone else in the second round of discussion?
Madam Chair.
Councilwoman Burns.
See, thank you. This is why we asked the questions, because the DDA the last time, it was $30,000 was supposed to be the issue. Then we received a $20,000 cashier's check from the state bank, a copy, didn't get the back copy where it was signed off to show it was deposited. And Mr. Moore, this might have been for your time, but there's been some unscrupulous activity during this. So what did they buy with some of that? Mink eyelashes. Mink eyelashes were bought before. They stayed at 5-star hotels before. They bought nice sweatshirts for gifts to their friends. And then when they found out that council found out, they decided to pay for resume building services to get another job. resume building services were charged to the city. And so when we ask these questions and voting yes just to say yes, and some people don't know, stop voting yes. How many people around here buying mink eyelashes? I don't. This is crazy to me. And so you do, Dennis, you look so cute by the eyes. But this, to me, is insanity. And voting yes with zero transparency on something we don't know what they're going to do, it has to stop. It has to stop. This is one page with zero accountability, zero transparency, and we know that they bought nicely. They were living their best life. But the biggest insult was when they literally bought the resume services, because they knew we found out. We knew that the person was spending the money, and then the one-sided copy of the check at State Bank in Fenton was used. And this is why the public doesn't trust us. I'm not supporting this. This is zero transparency. We've had problems. And I think since then, we have had Attorney Gurley was our deputy city attorney. Now she's our chief legal attorney. And it's still happening. Nothing has changed. You were the deputy then, I believe. And nothing has changed with the DDA. We don't know how much money they're making in the parking meters, but we know they're going to tow your car. How much money is from towed cars? We don't know. And it should be used on security, because we know 810 Day they had a problem down there where a 19-year-old, 18-year-old girl got killed. So I'm not supporting this. We know people live their best lives, off the city of Flint, and that's just a shame. And we don't know what they're doing with this. I yield the floor.
Is there anyone else in the second round of discussion?
Madam Chair.
Councilman in the 9th Ward.
Thank you. Through you, if we can have Mr. Menifee to come forward.
Mr. Menifee, if you would please, Councilman in the 9th Ward has asked you to join us.
And I'll start my question, Mr. Menifee, as you're coming forward. According to the website, you are one of those board members. And I guess my first question is, how long have you been with this board or serving in that post? How long have you been on this board, the DDA?
Probably about 2 years.
About 2 years. The change in the bylaws, going from the bylaws back to the 1977, did that vote take place while you have been sitting?
I don't think so.
You don't think so? Being a part of the board, can you share with us what the consensus of the board is as to why they would not want to provide financials to the council, especially when asking for financial consideration?
I do not know that they don't want to come before the council. It may just be that they weren't aware that they were going to be asked to be here. I'm not sure.
No, I'm not saying necessarily asked to be here tonight. I'm just saying as a practice of Flint DDA now, and it's been a few years that financials have not been provided to the council. Is there?
That's not a question for me. I don't know.
Okay, I was just asking. I would think that, or I was thinking that being on the board, you may have some insight that you can provide as to why the board is choosing or has chosen not to. That said, thank you, sir. I yield.
Thank you. Is there anyone else in the second round of discussion? Seeing as how there's no one else in the second round of discussion, this is the roll call vote to approve Resolution 260183, 2026 Operating Millage, City of Flint Downtown Development Authority. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Ms. Burns,
No.
Ms. Mashat,
No.
Mr. Pfeiffer,
No.
Mr. Jarrett,
No.
Mr. Alamin is not in. Dr. Lewis,
No.
Ms. Johnson,
No.
Ms. Priestley,
Yes.
Ms. Winfrey Carter.
No.
The vote is 1 yes, 7 noes.
The vote is 1 yes, 7 no. This failed to be approved by council. So it failed, just so we're clear. Moving on to 260184, which is the 2026 operating millage, City of Flint taxable valuation of real and personal property. What is the pleasure of the body?
Madam Chair,
Councilwoman Priestley.
motion to approve.
There is a motion to approve. Is there support?
Support.
Supported by the councilwoman in the 3rd Ward. Is there any discussion in the first round? Any discussion in the first round? Any discussion in the second round? Any discussion in the second round? Seeing as how there's no discussion in the second round, we'll move to the roll call vote for 260184, which is the 2026 operating millage, City of Flint taxable valuation of real and personal property. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Ms. Mashat,
Yes.
Mr. Pfeiffer is not in. Mr. Jarrett,
Yes.
Mr. Alamin is not in. Dr. Lewis,
Yes.
Ms. Johnson,
Yes.
Ms. Priestley,
Yes.
Ms. Winfrey Carter.
No.
Ms. Burns.
No.
The vote is 5 yes, 2 no.
The vote is 5 yes, 2 no. This resolution passes. Moving on to 260185, which is the adoption of the fiscal year 2027 City of Flint budget. What is the pleasure of the body?
Madam Chair,
Councilwoman Priestley.
motion to approve.
There's a motion to approve. Is there support? I will support it. Is there discussion in the first round?
Madam Chair.
Councilwoman Burns.
Thank you. Oh God, I can't think of his name. Who's over where we sell houses at? City Properties. Yep. Yep, don't look around, you're it.
Rod.
Rod, please, thank you. Quick question, since you have been here, working, and good evening, I saw you on the elevator. Has there been any city properties that have been transferred over to individuals? You're gonna have to sit down with the mic because we won't be able to hear you. That have been transferred or sold to any entity since you've been here?
No,
None are you sure about that?
not that I'm aware of, no.
Not that you're aware of,
Correct.
that have been transferred or sold since you've been employed at the City of Flint?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay,
We were waiting for legal to get that put in order, so we are in the process of meeting currently to establish how that's going to be done moving forward.
and so how many are on that list to be transferred?
Don't know the number, but we do
I'm
have.
not talking about the land bank ones.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm talking about properties that have been sold to individuals, transferred in the deed, they bypass city council.
I'm not aware of that.
You're
that
not aware of
list.
that?
No, that list may be the one that fell under the past small business that is under Montel that
And how many properties was that?
I don't know the exact number, but there is an existing list.
All right, through you to, Montel, Mr. Menifee, through you, Madam Chair, to Mr. Menifee, do you happen to have the number of properties that were to be sold or transferred? He left, okay, well, so I guess we don't have an answer for that one then, okay, because okay. Mr. Moore, do you know about any of these properties that have been transferred or likely to be transferred, and what account would that go into?
It'll go into the general fund,
It will go to the general fund.
and I know there's a list, I've seen the list, but I don't know the count.
Okay. And so, since you have been here, have there been any of these properties that the deed has been transferred over?
I believe so, yes.
You believe so, yes? Okay, thank you, because there has been.
They've been to the city council, but whether that. they
No,
actually
these are
closed, I
some
don't
that
know.
we didn't approve. The last ones we approved were probably 3 years ago. I think that was before you. And so I know we had the auto shop, so I think this was before, I think Jane was the last, Mager was the last one. So you do know of some of the properties that have transferred.
We had a list of properties that we met with property owners to try to, people that own the property lost it, and then we're going to buy it back. And I don't know whether it went all the way through the process, but I thought at the time we had.
Yeah, we've deeded some of them back over. How do I get a list of those? Because anytime it's city property, it's got to come back to city council.
Request for information. Request for information. Request for information.
Candace?
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
The clerk is talking to me. I'm sorry. What's your request?
To the speaker, are you aware that this council adopted rules that say that the foreclosure transfers do not have to come to council?
Oh, well, I know you and I didn't do that.
That is correct. I said this council.
I know we didn't, but, yeah, thank you. And so, but some of these properties are not, they're different. I would like to have a copy of that list, the list that I guess Mr. Menifee has, because we're transferring titles with properties and they're not coming to city council. So I would like to have a copy of list of properties, not the ones for the land bank, not that list, but of properties that have been transferred over.
Now, when you say not the list of the land bank,
These are not land bank ones.
these are ones that you're saying that city already owned?
These are properties that the city own. I'm not talking about the big land bank chunk.
You're talking about property that we sold.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes. Thank you, Mr. Moore. You got this one. Thank you.
was
You
gonna say,
are
we don't-
right on. Okay. With my time coming down, golf courses. Have we received any revenue for the golf courses? No one.
I don't think so. I haven't seen any.
Okay, what about the bar there? I mean, we know people like to have alcoholic beverages. Has the bar made any money? Because this has got to be the only bar in Michigan that has not made any money that's on a golf course. Because that's what I go golfing for. Has it made any money?
I have not seen any statements to that effect.
Have we had any financial statements from the golf courses?
Seemed like a couple of years ago, I believe we received some.
Mr.
I
Moore,
haven't seen anything recently.
Mr. Moore, she gonna get you again in the second round, or somebody might let her finish. Is there anyone else in the first round of discussion?
Madam Chair.
Councilman Pfeiffer.
Mr. Moore, are you familiar with the golf course contract?
I have seen it. It's been a long time
So
since I read it.
so you're aware that there's supposed to be a 50-50 split of
Yes.
profit and loss?
Yes.
So as a CFO of the city, wouldn't that be pertinent to you to get that so that we can balance the books and make sure that contracts are fully obligated and adhere to?
I want to say it was 2 years ago, I did get financial statements. I'm not the one that manages the contract, and you'd have to talk to the people.
Who manages the contract?
Last time I knew was Ashley Harris, but she doesn't work for the city. I'm not sure who's.
So who is responsible, Madam Chair, through you to the city attorney? Madam City Attorney, who is responsible to make sure that contracts that are adopted or that are signed for and executed by the city are fully adhered to?
Normally, it would be through the chair, it would be the department. So law will review it initially.
Initially, right?
Yep.
So if and I don't know, because I don't think that there is a current, according to this, it's still vacant, the business and development, I believe that they're in charge of that. So if there's no head in that department and we're not getting the profit and loss statements from the golf courses as per the contract, who would be responsible for that? Because it would be the financial interest of the city to make sure that we look at those and get monies due that are due to the city.
It would come up probably through the law department to inquire if it is.
Can I make that referral?
Yes.
Because I think if this is 2+ years that,
3.
at least 2, maybe 3, that we have not seen a profit and loss statement. And according to the contract that the mayor signed or his representative signed, it's supposed to be a 50-50 split on profit. And if they're not giving us P&L statements, how can we verify that the contract is being upheld?
Yes. I will say that we did request the profit and loss statements, and we did receive those for this year. I made the request, and it has been reviewed.
Point of order.
Yes, what is your point?
We can't hear. I can't hear over here.
Okay. Could you please speak into the mic?
Sorry about that. Is that better?
No. Just put it up to your mouth, so we probably can hear you.
Okay. Is that better?
A little better.
A little better? Okay, so we did request the profit and loss statement from the golf courses, and I have reviewed them. And there is supposed to be a profit de minimis, but nonetheless,
Request
it
for
will become.
information.
What is your request?
Can she give us the amount that the profit and loss was to be at? Because I was told, it was told to have about at least a $20,000 profit.
I don't know who stated it was $20,000, but from the profit and loss statement that I reviewed, it was like $2,500.
That's my point.
Which, in all honesty, this is the first year that there has been anything given back to the city.
So you're saying the city got 2,500, or we're splitting 2,500?
That would be the city share.
Okay, thank you. I don't know how we go from a profit of annually of the previous contract was, I want to say 20-fold of that to now $2,500. Mind-boggling how the finances work when you have to split it. Are those audited by a third party, or those are just hearsay from the supplier, Madam Attorney?
There is no provision in that current contract that a third party would review.
Is there any verification that what we're getting is what they're submitting in taxes? Are they?
Say that one more time.
Is there any verification of what we're getting is what they're claiming on taxes?
No.
Okay.
Is there anyone else in the first round of discussion?
Madam, go ahead.
Councilwoman in the 5th Ward.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Madam Chair, through you to Mr. Moore. Mr. Moore, do we have a budget for grants?
No, separate budget, no.
Do you know how many grants have the city been awarded?
We can get to a list of that. Those change on a regular basis.
Yeah, you do that, sir.
The grants are normally budgeted on a project basis rather than on an annual basis.
Now,
When we
you know,
receive the
you
grant,
do
we
realize,
approve a budget.
You know that some years ago, when I was in my first term, we had an audit, and that was one of the things that we need to have a budget as far as grants. We don't know how much money has been allocated as far as grants. We don't know what's going out, what's coming in. We need a budget for grants. I have another question. I saw, whereas we have a grants management officer. So what grant, this is under the mayor's office. So is that position being paid for by grants?
A portion of his salary is paid through grants, yes.
Okay. Mr. Moore, what contingency plans exist if the projected revenues fall short? For example, we have income taxes coming in. What if that falls short? What plans do we have if that falls short?
The first line of defense for that is we budget our revenues very conservatively. They normally come in over budget. If for some reason if they were to all come in below.
Speak into the mic, Mr. Moore.
If they were all to come in below what we budget, we have sufficient fund balance that could cover that, and we would have to make an adjustment in our operations going forward, because that's something we would want to do. But right now, our revenues are tracking quite well.
You said our revenue is
It's good shape, yes.
Is good because, you know, a lot of people don't pay their income tax, probably year or two later.
There's been a change in how we process or handle the income taxes that have not been paid. We're now working with the state of Michigan, and the state of Michigan is sending the letters out on our behalf, and that's helping us collect additional revenue that we haven't collected in the past. Starting in January, the state of Michigan will be actually collecting our income tax, and that should increase our yield. More people will be paying the proper amount when that happens.
Do we still have that collection agency working to get the balances due as far as the water bills?
Yes.
How much have we been collected in that?
I would defer to Amanda for that if she's here.
Amanda, if you heard my question.
Real quick, Councilman Winfrey Carter, for clarification for the first question that you asked, Mr. Moore, when you speak of grants, keep in mind that in our department we have entitlement grants, so we do have those budgeted, and that would be separate from grants that individual departments apply for themselves.
Okay,
Yeah. So
do we have that budget?
Yes, this is one that you guys just approved, but that one will be coming right back to you here in July for 26-27.
Okay,
Yeah.
so your department, how many grants do your department have?
Currently we have the CDBG, ESG, Home, and Home Art grants.
Well, yeah, I know that, but
Yes.
yeah, but as far as like grants from, Mott Foundation and all of that.
Only one we have outside that is a Mr. Grant for
Okay.
handicap assessment.
I yield, Madam Chair.
Is there anybody else in the first round of discussion?
Madam Chair,
Councilwoman in the second ward.
thank you. So, through you, I have a question about the neighborhood policing fund.
Yes.
So, you can tell, okay, so I read that it's a special property tax approved by the voters to provide additional police for protection for neighborhoods. So when you say neighborhoods, could you please specify who and what that means?
That fund supports our NSO, the Neighborhood Safety Officers. The NSOs are paid through that fund. It's not usually, we don't pay many of the police officers, but the neighborhood safety officers.
Oh, so this is for the neighborhood safety office for the NSOs?
Yes.
Okay, thank you for that. And so this goes back to response to a few questions that the council had. So looking at, it says the amount of fines collected by the city. Well, first, what is the amount of fines issued by NSO officers? It is $59,500. Then when we look at how much is collected, it's $3,340.
That's a major concern of mine, and we're looking into that issue. I think we can get it up higher.
The collection portion?
The collection, I think we can get that higher, yes.
Okay, and so we have currently, is it 8 NSO officers?
I believe so, but I don't know for sure.
Okay, so because Ward 2, we've been without NSO officer for quite some time, I was told, because I share with Ward 1, and our wards are very raggedy, so we need our own. And so for us to have to share an NSO in a very two troubled wards, it's a little concerning. So, so I'm looking, yeah, go ahead, I'll let you like you want to say something.
We have budgeted for NSO for your ward, so it's just a question of find someone that is qualified.
Okay, so finding someone that's qualified to serve as an NSO. So I don't know if it's the appropriate time to ask this, but can anyone speak to, is it posted?
I believe it's posted. I would defer to the deputy chief if he's here.
Okay, well, through you, Madam Chair.
We can talk to you after the meeting about that if you want.
Say it again.
We can talk after the meeting. We can talk to the deputy chief, but I'm pretty sure it's posted.
You said after the meeting we can talk?
We could talk about that if I didn't want to take your time.
Okay. All right, yeah, because I see that, again, that we're putting a nice amount in this, and we budgeted for it. And so I'm assuming whenever we don't spend that money, it goes into the fund balance, correct?
That's correct, and we would like to have that position filled.
Okay. So I'm wondering, since we did not and what is the average salary of the NSO? Is like $17, $20 an hour? What is it?
I couldn't speak to that.
Okay. Yeah, because I was just wondering if we could, since we were without for so long, if the council members could use that money to do something for our wards.
That was a legal question. I'm not sure that you can. I'm not sure that you can because the money comes from a dedicated millage that's voted by the people. I'd have to check with the city attorney before I could answer that.
Point of information. Point of information. Thank you. Through you to the speaker, during the budget hearings, I believe that there are 11 NSOs being budgeted, and I asked the chief about posting so that we can have backups. And just like last year, we got, yeah, we can do that, but this hasn't happened. Thank you.
All right, thank you. All righty, so so when you say, so how are you going to get that dollar amount up? Because in terms of the fines collected by the city, because right now, I mean, yeah.
We're looking at the process that we're using to collect the funds now, and we're looking to make it so that it's changed a bit so that Amanda can send letters out on a monthly basis, and we want to start using a collection agent to help with that process, and we're pretty sure we can get those dollars up. And I think it's important that we collect the fines in order for the fines to be effective.
Oh, okay, thank you, Mr. Moore. I yield.
Thank you. Is there anyone else in the first round of discussion? Anyone in the second round of discussion?
Madam Chair.
Councilwoman in the 6th Ward.
Thank you. Mr. Moore, the check registry, so we can't get a physical copy of that yet. Because coming to your office to look at it is ridiculous. To look at, and I first asked you during budget hearings again last year. So we had over 365 days. The past month, the request was come to the budget office. I'm not doing that. Those are public documents, public funds, public money, and y'all are giving us the runaround. And they want, if this vote passed with 5 and we don't even know what's being spent out of this city, that's ridiculous to me. It's ridiculous. And I don't know it's not you, because I've asked you for a year and you said, well, I gotta wait for Mr. Edwards. Yep. I know it's not you. And it's unfair because you sit before us having to answer for their questions. But I want to know these golf courses. I don't know if Stacy is here with the assessor, and I'm going to read this. Hello, Clyde. Despite multiple proposals, and this was from an email that was sent from a former employee that I obtained, and we've all talked about it. Hello, Clyde. Despite multiple proposals and recommendations to this administration advising against contracting with Mr. Prekertes, this administration has decided to continue with the agreement with Flint Golf for another year. I cannot manage the agreement while fulfilling my community service duties for several reasons. One, Flint Golf has failed to provide comprehensive financials for Dino's Bar and Grill various events, including unauthorized cannabis events, and the Golf Pro Shop, despite multiple requests. Two, our tax assessor has indicated that an entity like Flint Golf should pay property taxes when profiting from a publicly owned property, which is not occurring. Instead, the city is paying them. Three, the arrangement allows Flint Golf to generate personal profit from city-owned land and property at taxpayers' expense with no accountability. You can FOIA it. This is out of control. For 3 years we've been asking. We know that people have bid on these golf courses, and the person who has gotten the highest bid year after year has not been awarded the contract. It is a backdoor deal being done for $72,000, does not come to City Council, which falls underneath that threshold of $75,000 year after year. And how did I know that it was going to be over $20,000? $25,000? They said, you got to produce some. Why? City Council now knows they're asking for profit and loss. This is just scandalous. Who doesn't go to a golf course and the bar doesn't make money when you're on a golf course? That's what you go for. Part of it is having cocktails on the greens. I yield.
Thank you. Is there anyone else in the second round of discussion?
Yes, Madam Chair.
Councilwoman in the 5th Ward.
Madam Chair, through you to Mr. Moore. Mr. Moore, how is the Clio Road Service Center being funded?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear which service center?
Yes.
The Clio Road Service Center?
Yes.
It's being, I'm not sure. Is that? Part of it's being paid for by the city treasurer. The other part, I think, is the police.
You said ARPA?
The police and the city treasurer.
Pardon me?
The city treasurer and the police department are sharing the cost of that.
How? What's the breakdown? How is the police department paying a portion of it, and how is the treasurer's department paying?
No, I pay for the employees that are there. I know the police takes care of the other part. I don't know that portion. I just pay the
You pay for the employees?
Yes.
But how is the building, the lease, being funded and operated?
That I don't know.
Who pays the lease?
It's run through the police
What
department.
funds will
It's run
the
through
money
the
for the
police
lease go?
department, but which account number it comes out of, I'm not sure. I'd have to check.
You said what?
The police department pays for it, but which fund pays for it? Because the police department's paid out of several different funds. I'd have to check with that to get.
Well, technically, it shouldn't be still open. Because I know that council voted, some council members voted to have a 6 month, a 6 month, a 6 month, I guess a 6 month lease or something like that, a 6 months trial period, and after that, it was supposed to close down because we didn't vote again to approve that service center to be open. So now I'm trying to figure out how is it continuing to be open? What funds? Is it ARPA funds? How?
It's not ARPA, I know that. I'd have to go back, I'd have to look at it. I can't tell you off the top of my
And
head.
did that come to council? Did council approve?
I don't know off the top of my head. I'd have to go.
I see movement.
Pardon?
I said, I see movement coming. I only have 7 seconds left. 6, 5, 4, 3.
So the lease payments are coming out of the 101.
The general
General
fund's
fund.
paid.
Is there anyone else in the second round of discussion?
Madam Chair.
Councilman in the 8th Ward.
Mr. Moore, do you have an ink pen? Do you have
Pardon?
something? Do you have something to write with?
Yes.
MCL 141.434. Section 14, paragraph 5, or section 5. I expect the check registers to be delivered to council members by the end of the week. So you can look at the attorneys, you can look it up. It's state budgeting law that we get the documents that we ask for budgeting purposes. And that includes check registers or anything else. So I expect those as soon as possible. The whole delay crap is getting old. The whole, you can come look at them when it's convenient is not acceptable. We have a fiduciary duty to look at the checks and balances and the check registers or anything else that we want to as a legislative body. It is, if the FOIA, if a member of the public can FOIA it, we have the ability to get those documents. State law. Look it up. I expect them by the end of the week. Thank you, sir.
Oh yeah, sounds like Donald Trump now, boy. No nonsense.
Is there anyone else in the second round of discussion? Seeing as how there's no one else in the second round of discussion, this is the roll call vote for Resolution 260185, the adoption of fiscal year 2027 City of Flint budget. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Mr. Pfeiffer?
No.
Mr. Jarrett?
No.
Mr. Alamin? Dr. Lewis?
Yes.
Ms. Johnson? Ms. Priestley?
Yes.
Ms. Winfrey Carter?
No.
Ms. Burns?
No.
Ms. Mashat?
Yes.
The vote is 5 yes, 4 no.
The vote is 5 yes, 4 no. The adoption of fiscal year 2027 City of Flint budget has been approved.
Motion to adjourn.
There's a motion to adjourn. Is there support? Supported by the councilman in the 9th Ward. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Mr. Jarrett?
Yes.
Mr. Alamin? Dr. Lewis?
Yes.
Ms. Johnson?
Yes.
Ms. Priestley?
Yes.
Ms. Winfrey Carter?
Yes.
Ms. Burns?
I would not have did that on an election. Yes.
Ms. Mashat?
Yes.
Mr. Pfeiffer?
Yes.
Vote is 9 yes, 0 no.
The vote is 9 yes, 0 no. This special city council meeting is adjourned at 8:06 p.m. It's 8 o'clock.